I'm Chronic from the most extreme wrestling, and this is your Raw review for October 28th, 2013. Just one day, 24 hours after Hell in the Cell. Well, here it is. John Cena, the World Heavyweight Champion, the brand new champion, comes down to the ring. And, okay, let me just say, John Cena as the new World Heavyweight Champion, I'm just like, what? Because, the fact that he even got a title shot, to me, doesn't even make a lot of sense. I mean, he was a Raw guy, right? And he was going for the WWE Championship, and then, all of a sudden, for absolutely no reason, he gets a title shot for the World Heavyweight title from SmackDown. And I know you could say that there's no brand extension anymore, but at the end of the day, the WWE Champion defends on Raw, and he's on Raw all the time, and the World Heavyweight Champion he's a SmackDown guy. I mean, he has matches over there, and I know he has them on Raw too, but the key matches are part of SmackDown. We cannot deny this. So my thoughts start going instantly, is John Cena going to even be on SmackDown at all? And he does address this. He says that, yes, I am going to be on the champion. I'm going to be defending my championship on SmackDown. And I was like, yeah, what a way to take something that, is like a no-brainer and turn it and mold it into something that is like, I'm doing you guys a great service by wrestling on SmackDown, and I'm going to go on this tour and stuff. And I'm just like, wow, dude. Really? I mean, that's just a fact. You were the World Heavyweight Champion. You are going to be on SmackDown. So, yeah, the whole fact that he went from one World Heavyweight title, to another one, a completely different division, with no matches, nothing. He got injured, and when he came back, his present for coming back was to be the #1 contender. That doesn't make any sense at all. So, whatever. But he cuts his promo. He does it, pretty well. He's good at stuff like that, even though it is corny and whatnot. He gets the point across. He's saying that, people doubted him and blah, blah, blah. The one thing that he said that I was just like, huh? Besides the whole having the World Heavyweight title in the first place, was talking about JBL and how JBL doubted him and is he ever going to be able to come back and stuff. And yeah, I might have heard that once or twice, but I don't remember that being the running thing being said. I just don't remember that being the thing. I was just like, I don't know about that one, but apparently, even JBL and the other announcers, they sounded confused when he was talking about this. But anyways, people doubted Cena, and he came back and he became the champion, and he's just so great and awesome. Now, he's just standing there, and boom, we hear Damien Sandow's music. You might have forgotten by now, but he is the man who has the SmackDown Money in the Bank briefcase. And he comes down, and I'm like, oh man, I guess they put this title on Cena just so Damien Sandow could cash in. And I was like, well, this is odd because John Cena isn't injured. Well, I mean, he's still hurt and stuff, but I mean, he did beat Del Rio last night, so it's not like he's, incapable of having a match. So, he has a match. But not before he beats the crap out of John Cena. I mean, he's hitting him with chairs. He's hitting him in the arm. His injured arm. He just had surgery on. He just recovered. He's still wearing some sort of protective thing around his arm just because it's so messed up, right? He gets attacked with the barricade, gets thrown in the barricade where Damien Sandow is screaming like your time is up and stuff like this. He's throwing him into the steps. He brutalizes him. This man couldn't walk. John Cena, he couldn't stand. He had to put, John Cena up in there. He couldn't move, right? So I'm like, oh my God, Damien Sandow's about to become the World Heavyweight Champion just like that. And that's pretty cool, right? Well, they get in the ring. The referee is like, oh, well, before we start the match, I guess we have a commercial break. So they go to commercial break. So instantly I'm like, okay, 4 minutes of them just standing there. I should have thought in my head, this means that he is not going to win. Because, it's giving way too much time for John Cena to recover and all this, right? It just, but I had too much faith. I had too much invested in Damien Sandow because I wanted Damien Sandow to win because I thought it would be great if he could become the World Heavyweight Champion. But after a little bit of a match, after it started coming back from commercial break, no, that did not happen. Damien Sandow, which turned out to be a good match, right? He lost. And John Cena, still the World Heavyweight Champion. And I was mad. I'm not going to lie. I was mad that Damien Sandow didn't win. I wanted him to win. He was the Money in the Bank. And I know what people are saying now. They're saying, oh, well, he wasn't ready. Damien Sandow wasn't ready. Well, my argument is, why would you even put the Money in the Bank on him if you didn't think he was ready? Why not put it on somebody who is ready? I mean, we thought he was going to be ready in a few months, but now he's not. I don't get it. Because the man can talk. That is undeniable. The guy can wrestle. You can see it, right? The dude can have matches. And even if he has weaknesses, other guys have weaknesses that they cover up, right? I mean, it's wrestling. You go in there against somebody better than you, and then you look good even if you don't look so good. So, I don't know, that argument to me, it falls a little bit short. I'm just not seeing that. Damien Sandow, I think, probably should have won. I mean, he had the Money in the Bank. I don't know. But John Cena wins, so there you go. So what happens with Damien Sandow now? I don't know. Because they made him look like a total punk. The guy goes out there with an injured guy, right? I mean, he beats the crap out of him where he can't even move or walk. He just destroys him with weapons. And John Cena still beats him. I mean, Damien Sandow was completely fresh. I don't really know how that makes Damien Sandow look good. I guess we'll find out because they have some greater plan for him or something. I doubt it. I really do. But we'll see. Alright, so Damien Sandow, you lose. Okay. Big E Langston is going against Dean Ambrose, the United States Champion. See, this is another thing. Why did Big E Langston, he was going to go for the Intercontinental title, and now for no other reason besides the fact that Curtis Axel got hurt, now he's going for the United States title. Two completely different titles. I wish that they would even pretend that there is a line of guys in contention for one title. Or there is a division here and there's a division here. At least have the illusion, but they don't. Because Big E Langston, just because he was supposed to be on the card, gets to go and face somebody else. Okay. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but, I mean, I guess I'm not supposed to care about that, and only supposed to care about the things I'm supposed to care about. I'm not really sure. But, Big E Langston, man, this guy's going to destroy Dean Ambrose. But the Shield, they get involved and cause a disqualification. The Usos comes down to help. And Big E Langston, they all are happy and everything. But Brad Maddox, the little Eric Bischoff himself, comes down to the ring and says, "This, my friends, playa is a 6-man tag." So they do that, and the Shield win. So, there you go. The Shield actually winning something. I guess that's good for them. Anyways, now we have the HBK explanation. Because you see at Hell in the Cell, HBK was a special guest referee in the WWE title match. Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton. Who is he going to help, or is he going to cut it down the line? I was sure that he was going to help Daniel Bryan, and then he was going to get fired by Triple H or something. Well, that didn't happen. It was kind of the opposite, I guess, because he actually helped Orton and screwed Daniel Bryan. And Randy Orton became the champion. So, it hurts me because I'm like, I don't know how Bryan recovers, you know what I mean? Because I've been saying for weeks, like, I feel like I can't get behind the guy because every time he gets up there, he gets knocked down and he never ever gets anything. He just keeps getting beat. And eventually, when a guy just keeps getting beat and keeps getting destroyed, you just give up on him. I mean, I don't know. To me, that just seems like the logical thing. You know, you back somebody because you think they're good, and then when they get defeated and look like they can't win, how can you support them? But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But here you go. HBK comes out and he's saying to Daniel Bryan, look, Triple H is my friend, and you need to respect me, kind of. And he's like, you need to shake my hand and all this, and I guess you weren't ready or whatever. And he says, for God's sake, shake my hand. I'm Shawn Michaels. And I was just dying because I'm like, I don't really think of it as so much as that Shawn Michaels went bad guy. To me, it's more like that Shawn Michaels turned into a father figure. Like a dad. Like he's his dad. Like literally. And I think that that's great. Because this is what I'm thinking. And I know I could be way off. But damn it, we can still have dreams. I'm thinking the only way we can redeem Daniel Bryan is have him go to the Royal Rumble. And this man, he wins it. And then they can play all this footage of Shawn Michaels saying that he couldn't do it. He wasn't big enough. He wasn't good enough. And all this, right? And then Daniel Bryan, he overcomes and he wins. But hey, we can all dream. So he says this, and then Daniel Bryan has had enough of this crap and puts the no lock on Shawn Michaels. And I never thought I would cheer at seeing Shawn Michaels tapping out, but I was. It was pretty good stuff. Got to admit. Now we got a little interview with Bryan backstage where the Wyatt family attacked. Why are the Wyatt family helping, the administration in a way? Or I guess they're attacking Daniel Bryan? Because I don't really know. Maybe because they love Shawn Michaels' beard and they're like a bunch of rednecks? I don't know. I really don't understand that. But I'm assuming that it'll all make sense someday. Okay. At some point, the Los Matadors had a match with 3MB. And yes, that happened again. Because that's pretty much all the Los Matadors face. Why? I guess so they can have comedy matches? And they don't want to have comedy matches with other tag teams? Like the Funkasaurus and all that? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, whatever. But anyways, moving on. Tamina and AJ take on the Bella Twins. AJ's still the Divas Champion. I can say thumbs up to this. And I actually kind of like this match, so I can't really hate on it. Now, Kane comes back. Kane returns. He's got the mask and everything. Finally done recording his movie or whatever. They really didn't explain storyline-wise, I guess, why he was gone. See, that's always what I was asking. Like, did he have a concussion? I don't know. But anyways, he comes back, and he's got a match against The Miz. And Kane wins. Oh, yes, Kane wins. And he gets on the microphone and he calls out Stephanie McMahon. And I'm like, what is happening? He calls out Stephanie and she comes out here and she says, Kane is like, he's giving himself to Stephanie McMahon. And I'm like, what? And he comes down the ramp and he takes his mask off. And I'm like, what the crap? They don't show his face, but he just takes his mask off. You can see all the fake hair in the mask. He gives it to Stephanie and she's like, ugh. And she, holds it up. So, apparently he's in the cabinet. He's with the administration and everything, which is so weird. But I thought to myself, it's kind of interesting because a lot of the older guys, it's seeming like, are starting to join the administration. So is it going to be like an old school, kind of group and ideology versus the new school type of thing? I don't know. I don't know why Kane is helping out the administration. But, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, and I guess we'll just have to see if it's going to be good or not. Okay. Speaking of good or not, let's talk about something that is definitely probably not. The primetime players get on Raw. Yes, that sounds good, but they are selling merchandise. Why? I mean, they're like, put in the promo code PTP to get your free shipping. And I'm like, are these guys getting bonuses because they're selling more merchandise from the merchandise stand. I mean, this is embarrassing, to be honest. But, yes. Okay. So we got CM Punk going against Ryback. And you, the fans, can vote on the WWE app which match you want to see. I think it was a table match, a street fight, and something else. Well, the street fight won by a landslide. And I don't think anybody in this match was told that it was a street fight because they brought out the table just like they planned on having a table match the entire time. And CM Punk does his elbow drop through the table. And I thought they were probably thinking, why isn't the match over? And then he puts on the Anaconda Vice and Ryback taps out. So perhaps Ryback and CM Punk can go their separate ways. Who knows? But I do want to point out, when I did the predictions and scenarios video, I was so totally right in my prediction that in the Hell in a Cell match with these two guys and Paul Heyman, that Paul Heyman would run up to the top of the cage and get attacked by CM Punk. Boom. Boom. Who was right? That was me. So, the Real Americans take on Cody Rhodes and Goldust, and the Real Americans win. What? They beat the tag champions. Okay, well, I guess they think very highly of these guys all of a sudden. I thought that they weren't thinking of them so well, but I don't know. I like Antonio Cesaro. That guy is the man. Now, we have our main event match, and you know, on Raw these days, they don't even care what they put as the last match on the television show, because we got Summer Rae versus Natalya, and Michael Cole kept saying over and over and over, had to be just to be annoying, that Summer Rae, this is her first match. And I'm like, oh my god, really? And JBL was trying to hold his breath, but, you know. So they have a match, and Natalya puts her in the sharpshooter end of match. Now we have Orton's Party, which I would have brought pillows, you know, but it wasn't technically called Orton's Party. It was like Orton's Celebration. But still, I don't feel so festive. All the people get up on stage, and, you know, all the jobbers and Zack Ryder and everybody, so they can watch this thing. And I gotta think, if they're going to keep putting these people on the stage, obviously, at some point, it's going to have to mean something, or it's going to have to go somewhere, or it's going to have a purpose. Because why would you have all the superstars watch on stage when they could just as well watch on a monitor backstage? So it tells me that at some point they're going to have to do some sort of walkout, or they're going to have to storm the ring when something happens that they think that they can't handle or watch anymore. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. When you do a story, you just don't put things in that have no purpose for no reason at all, unless you have no idea what you're doing. I don't know. That's just the way I see it. But they're doing their party, and the Big Show comes down. His entrance music and everything. So he doesn't work there. He has zero money, but he can afford a truck. I mean, at least to rent one, because surely he didn't steal it, right? You know, he's got buddies that'll play his music. I mean, this whole destitute thing is kind of falling apart there, you know? I mean, we all knew it was stupid, but come on, you gotta play by the rules that you set, right? I guess not. So he comes down to the ring, and Orton gets punched. But Orton gets punched like a mile away, so they're gonna have to show a different cut of that on the replay next week. And Triple H, he's leaning over the rope, right? I mean, he is so looking exactly trying to look like Ric Flair. Because he's leaning over the rope and pointing, and I was like, oh, look at him! He's trying to be like his idol! You know, and he was doing this, and then when the Big Show was out there and everything, you know, and the Big Show was all alone with Triple H is on the apron, and he's grabbing the rope, and he's taking his jacket off, and I'm like, he's trying to be Ric Flair, and he takes his jacket off, and then he throws it, and then he's like, you know, I'm not going to fight you, and everybody goes, ooh, and then, yeah, the show's pretty much over. So Orton's Party didn't go so well, I guess not. It pretty much didn't, but Raw had a lot of things going for it. I thought during that segment that Kane would come out and help, but he did not. So that's questions marks in my head, because how is he going to be an administration guy and on his very first day he doesn't help Randy Orton? I don't know. So, I mean, he's going to get some reprimanding for that, I think. But Raw, I liked Raw. Raw opened up a lot of promises. It brought in some new storylines, some new ideas, some new things for people like Kane and possibly Damian Sandow, and I guess possibly CM Punk, and, you know, plenty of other guys in John Cena's new World Heavyweight title reign. So, you know, I liked what they gave us. I don't know where a lot of this stuff is going to go. I'm hoping it's going to be better than I'm envisioning it being in my head, you know, with some of these new storylines. But really, all we can do now is wait and see. And man, mark it down, because Chronix believes. I believe that it's going to be the new Royal Rumble winner. It's going to be Daniel Bryan. I'm just seeing it in lights in my head, man. It's going to be great. But anyways, that was Raw. And I will see you guys next time.